What if I told you the richest sports league in the world is also a total global failure? Sounds crazy, right? The NFL, a powerhouse, a behemoth. They're not just rich, they're ridiculously rich. We're talking over $23 billion in revenue for 2024. That puts them above any other sports league on the planet, a true Goliath. But here's the mind-blowing part. This colossal money machine is almost entirely confined to the United States. It's the ultimate paradox of modern sports, a business juggernaut that is stubbornly stuck being just America's game. Why? Why hasn't a league with this much money bought its way into the global consciousness like soccer or basketball? The answer isn't that they failed at marketing. It's that they made a choice that traded global saturation for maximum, guaranteed domestic profit. And that choice, my friends, is locked into the structure of the game itself. To understand why the world ignores the NFL, we have to look back to when it first got weird. Like rugby, American football came from a common ancestor. But then came the Great Divorce. The game we know today was deliberately molded primarily by a guy named Walter Camp, the father of American football, starting around 1880. He introduced the three fundamental rules that made the game complex and stop-start: the snap, the line of scrimmage, and the downs system. He replaced continuous fluid play with highly structured pre-planned plays that reset after every tackle. It went from a game of endurance and improvisation to a high-stakes, violent execution of specialized strategy. It became less a sport and more a series of scripted battles. Here's the kicker. This complexity was perfected entirely domestically on U.S. college campuses. The sport grew up in isolation. It didn't need to appeal to foreign audiences, so its rules and culture remained uniquely specific to the United States. And that sets the stage for the biggest barrier of all. Ready for the secret of the NFL's global obscurity? It's not history, it's the product itself. Listen to this shocker. An average professional NFL broadcast lasts 3 hours and 12 minutes. How much of that time is the ball actually in play? How much is live, continuous action? 11 minutes. Yeah, you heard that right. The core athletic event is statistically fleeting. The average offensive play lasts just 4 seconds. For global sports fans accustomed to the lengthy, uninterrupted flow of basketball or soccer, this fragmented experience is a huge turnoff. So what fills the other 3 hours? Two things. Number one, a whopping 75 minutes of the broadcast is spent watching players, coaches, and refs simply loiter on the field, huddling, regrouping, or waiting for the next play call. More time is spent watching replays, 17 minutes, than actual live play, 11 minutes. The narrative is dictated from the sideline, making players look like pawns waiting to execute a script. Number two, this stop-start structure isn't a flaw. It's a feature. It's perfectly designed for advertising. An average game has 20 commercial breaks, delivering over 100 advertisements. 1 hour of the entire 3-hour broadcast is dedicated to commercials. The NFL's $12 billion a year in domestic media rights is predicated entirely on its ability to guarantee this structured hour-long sales pitch. This isn't a sports broadcast, it's a commercial delivery platform. And that model, so brilliant for American TV, is simply incompatible with the expectations of the rest of the world. Beyond the timing, there's another wall: the rules. For a new international viewer, trying to casually observe American football is like trying to read ancient Greek. You need a dedicated instructor just to understand the basic penalties and strategy. Global fans, used to sports where the objective is quickly grasped, often perceive American football as overwhelmingly strategy-based, like watching people play chess. And this heavy strategic focus, coaches dictating precise plays, reduces the perceived spontaneity that drives the visceral, communal passion seen in global sports like soccer. The NFL experience often feels more passive and mediated, struggling to generate that universal emotional intensity. Now, the league did try to go global, hard. In the 90s and 2000s, they launched the World League of American Football and later NFL Europe. They tried to export the league structure itself and go for full saturation. It was a financial disaster. NFL Europe was chronically unprofitable. The WLF suffered a nearly $7 million loss in its early stages. Critically, none of its teams ever turned a profit. Attendance plummeted. That failure was a permanent corporate trauma. It gave the league an undeniable business lesson. Exporting the full league structure was financially disastrous, fraught with risk, and utterly pointless compared to the guaranteed jackpot of those domestic TV deals. So, the NFL fundamentally changed its approach. They retreated from saturation and embraced a model of scarcity. Instead of building local fan bases, they now focus on the international series. Think of it as a low-risk, high-value strategy. Create lucrative, must-attend events in proven, affluent markets like the UK and Germany. The London Games alone have evolved into a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. Major international brands have invested upwards of $150 million in sponsorship revenue over the last 5 years for visibility during these events. They are no longer trying for mass cultural conversion. They are maximizing revenue from existing, affluent pockets of fandom. They're not cultivating global stars either. Unlike the NBA or MLB, which actively pursue international players, the NFL remains heavily focused on domestic talent from the US college system. Without national heroes to root for in dozens of countries, the growth relies on high-impact events, not organic cultural base. So, here's the ultimate secret. The world doesn't love the NFL because the NFL doesn't need the world's love. The narrative is a chain of causation. Walter Camp's isolationist rules created a stop-start game structure. That fragmented structure was perfectly exploited to facilitate hyper-commercialization with more than an hour of ads. This commercial engineering resulted in a stable, guaranteed $12 billion domestic TV jackpot. And after the $7 million trauma of NFL Europe, the league concluded that ambitious global risk-taking was financially illogical. The NFL is perfectly structured to serve its domestic market. That's why it remains the richest sports league on the planet. It chose safety, stability, and American money over global cultural ubiquity. What do you think? Did the NFL make the right call? Is that hour of commercials worth the $12 billion? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this dive into sports curiosities, don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories just like this one.